outlying fields are more of a thistle or a dock, and they're bringing up the calcium from lower ground because calcium's a big molecule and it's going south. So gypsum's a really good product to put on because it's got the sulfur in it, which helps take the magnesium down as well.
Yeah.
So you're left with a nice balance.
It's a shame it's so far up here because we've got a guy in Lincolnshire who's got the contract from all the gypsum board we've made the country what's damaged, ends up with him, shreds it, takes it out, because he's paid to take it away as a waste product. He sells the gypsum for £1 a tonne.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
So all the farmers near him are just spreading it everywhere to break the clay down. It's like brilliant idea.
But if you're going back to like my mindset and trying to change farmers where they think, I say I don't need any fertilizer because it's in the atmosphere, and they turn around and say, well, I've just bought a fertilizer spreader, or I get mine from the merchants down the road. But if they can just get in their head that if they get that soil breathing with the right calcium magnesium ratio, chips or whatever, every time it breathes, it's bringing in 74% nitrogen in there. It's like, come on, wake up. It's there to be had. It's a free gift.
And that's one of the problems now with bigger and bigger equipment, isn't it? Crushing the ground down. We came out of around the back of Bury St Edmunds a few months back, and they were lifting sugar beet, and they got this huge harvester on there, huge tractors and trailers. They've got this big mole on the side of the fields collecting the sugar beet up and so forth, and the ground was wrecked. Ruts were that deep, the clay's all compressed, the roads are all flooded because the water can't get away. And I came around there and I thought, what chance has that soil got? What chance, And this is the problem. I think the farmers, in my opinion, have forgot how to farm. The last 2 generations of farmers have all been about bigger and bigger and bigger equipment. And I go around the country, and if you hear farmers talking, predominantly, if you take out organic farmers, right, who will talk about completely different things. Most of the big agri farmers, it's 2 questions: how many acres you're farming, and what's your biggest tractor? And that's all they're worried about. And they've just forgot what farming's about. And I think we kind of need to bring things really back to kind of, for me, like you say, mixed farming, put it back on the ground and get some goodness back in, and and then get good quality food off the back end of that.
Yeah. That's what we want.
These girls look like they're getting impatient to go somewhere.
But they just love it, they do. I mean, actually, some of my beef animals, because they live in a roundhouse, they're not frightened of anybody. When you put them out in the fields, anyone walking down the footpath, they're all following them, right? And then I get a phone call from the ministry, right, saying health and safety and all that sort of stuff. You got animals chasing people. Oh, fuck's sake, just stop them, just give them a stroke.
But the trouble is, people don't see it anymore, do they? They're scared of them these days. When we were all brought up on farms, you were encouraged to be there with the animals and worry about it. But now they're not. But they are inquisitive animals, aren't they?
So one of the precursors to me going organic was I was growing crops of wheat to feed cows, like whole crop wheat in the ration. And actually, this block of land here, which is around about 90 acres, was in winter wheat.
Right.
Really good crop. Just the agronomist came and he said, "Oh yeah, we need to put a treatment on for I can't remember what it was now. It was to stop it growing too tall, basically."
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, he sprayed it, and he got the product, and I got it sprayed, and then it started to die. So I rang him up and I said, "I think you need to get some more nitrogen on this. You need to come and look at it." And they said, "I'll be there shortly," or whatever. And then next time he came, I said, "Do you want to go down and look at it?" He said, "No, we'll just go in the office." The product that he put on, and he put on another 12 farms, killed the crop. And the big companies just get out of it. They've got an amount of money, right? And you have the backing of everybody. They just
pay everyone, get rid of it.
And we got about £3,000 as compensation, and it should have been like 120. But the money that was available, honestly, these big companies, they just shaft you, So that was it. I thought, I'm not buying any more shoes from the agronomist. His daughter, right? She's not having any more. I'm going to go organic, and I'm going to. Honestly, I thought, what am I doing here? I'm a custodial to my farm here, and I'm poisoning it. I'm poisoning the blooming land, so that's it. So basically, got rid of all that problem, and then you just try and grow what you can grow, and you start learning that. You can grow beans quite easy. You can grow your herbal lays, and Yeah, I've made some mistakes going to try to grow sandfoin in Northumberland. Well,
Right.
that didn't work.
Yeah.
You know, and that was going to be a miracle feed. Well, it probably is in the Cotswold, but not over here. So a bit of wasted money went there. Yeah, so I have been a pioneer on some places, and it's not.
Yeah.
Some things it's not worked. Lupins haven't worked for me either. But beans and you learn to know what grows in your soil basically, and you just got to go backwards to look at what they used to do to go forwards again.
One of the biggest things that I've seen there's a requirement for, other than the veg, I will say, is cut flowers. English cut flowers, because all the girls are being governed towards English cut flowers now for weddings and things, because there's less Dutch coming in and less Israeli stuff coming in. So, but there's no one growing it. All the small growers, I mean, where we come from, Bury St Edmunds, our next town, Mildenhall, used to be 72 growers. There's now none. And they were all small, independent.
Yeah.
If you went there, you could, you know, this farm did bunch carrots, bunch beetroot, this one spring onions, you know, main crop onions, and different, they all grew different things. And a lot of them grew things like statice and lupins and, you know, all different old school British flowers. Now nothing at all. So sad. And, you know, and the problem is that when they used to produce stuff, I don't think the farmers understood the value of it either. As far as they were concerned, as long as they were getting a living, they were, you know, they were happy. And we used to see lorry loads and lorry loads come out of there to go down to Covent Garden on a daily basis. And you think now, well, where's it all gone? You know, it's all coming in from overseas. So, scary.
It certainly is.
Well, they look healthy.
Yeah.
Chris,
They look good. Yeah.
it's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. So what's your next trip?
We're here for a few days with David, and then we're going home to see my parents back in East Anglia. Then we're going to Birmingham, then down to